Part 2 of our review, simplify by dividing. Okay, division. Just remember KFC for division. Keep the first fraction the same, 5 over 8x. Flip the second fraction, 5x over 4, and then change to multiplying. That makes it 5 times 5, 25. X all over 8 times 4. 32x. All right, 25 divided by 32. I don't believe that reduces, but you never know. Well, you do know. The x's, on the other hand, they do cancel one another out. So 25 over 32 is just our final answer. All right. Keep flip change, so keep the entire first fraction the same. I'm going to flip and switch to multiplication, so x plus 6 over x minus 1. I'm going to group these. Also, cancel out what's the same at this point. So simply x plus 4 all over 9, and there you have it. Alrighty. Keep flip change, so 1 over n minus 10. And before we flip it, it doesn't really matter, you could actually flip before. So we're just going to divide by, change multiplication, sorry. N squared minus n minus 90 all over n plus 7. Now, we can factor the numerator over here. So n squared minus n minus 90, that's going to be n plus 9 and n minus 10. Our left fraction is still n minus 10, so I'm just going down here, n plus 7. And then we can cancel out the, not the 9s, the 10s, and leave it with n plus 9 all over n plus 7. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so sometimes you got to factor first. Let's just do this one by factoring first. So 2b squared over, so negative 6, negative 3, positive 2. I believe that works. Change multiplication. Gonna flip these two. b plus 2 all over 1. That means our b2's cancel out, b plus 2, and b squared, b minus 3. Final answer, the b's can't cancel because this is in a quantity. Okay, so that is division. Adding or subtracting, here's where it gets a little trickier. We need to create common denominators first, and then simplify if they're not already common denominators. Luckily for the first few problems, they are. So 6n squared minus 24n, all the same there. So we're just going to add like terms. So that's 2n plus 4 all over 6n squared minus 24n. So we added. It does say to simplify. So let's see if we can reduce everything. Let's go ahead and do that. So they all do not share an n. Remember, every single term needs to share a factor, but they all have a common factor, greatest common factor of 2. So I'm going to reduce all of these by 2. 2n divided by 2 is just n. 4 divided by 2 is plus 2. 6n squared would be 3n, and minus 24n would be minus 12n squared. Sorry for the first one. Minus 12n. If we can go even further, you can try that out. Let's look at the denominator even more. So n plus 2. These each share a 3n, and that would leave us with n minus 4. Okay, And you don't have to take that, but if you see a multiple choice, you may see it reduced as that there. All right, 14. All right, same denominator, so that's nice. Subtraction, just remember that we are subtracting the quantity. So it's a plus 2 minus a minus 6 all over our big denominator here, 2a squared plus 14a plus 20. Going to add like terms, a minus a, and negative 6 and 2 is negative 4 all over 2a squared plus 14a plus 20. Check to see if anything can reduce. We can reduce by, looks like they all share a 2, so we're going to take out a greatest common factor of 2 from everything, and that would just make it negative 2 all over a squared plus 7a plus 10. And if you wanted, you can also factor out the denominator. That would be negative 2 all over a plus 5 and a plus 2. Okay, nothing extra happens here. Sometimes it may, but that would be your correctly factored and simplified answer there. For the next ones, you are going to have to make common denominators. So 15, we need a factor of 2. So I'm going to multiply the first side by 2 over 2. Second fraction, we need a 5, so I'm going to multiply it by 5 over 5. That's going to make this 4y over 10x plus 20 over 10x. Denominators are now the same, so we can just make it 4y plus 20 over 10x. And now check to see if anything can reduce. They can all reduce by 2, so reduced everything by 2. That's our GCF. 2y plus 10 all over 5x. And those are reduced. 16. This right fraction, it needs a factor of 4 and a. The left one needs a factor of 6 in the denominator, so 6 over 6. That's going to make it 36 all over 24a. Whoops. Plus, big fraction, 20a squared over 24a. Rewriting properly, let's have the a squared first. All over the 24a. And let's just see what can be reduced. We can reduce everything by 4, I believe. So a squared plus 9 all over 6a. This is a 9, not an a. And that is how we can leave our answer. Okay. Part 3 will be solving. So if you want to break it up, that was part 2 with adding or subtracting.